I just think of myself in high school. I was such a goody two-shoes. I guess I still kind of am because I follow the rules. I ask for permission. I just don't do things without permission. I would never do that. But in high school, I was even worse. I needed to make sure that every single box was checked before I did anything. I tried to be in every club that I could be in. I was in a lot of clubs. But the most important was student council, of course, because that's where you're elected. And I tried really hard to be elected to student council, and I was lucky enough to be in student council, for better or worse, because, I mean, popularity contests are not fun when you're not that popular, but you just work really hard to get into that spot. So I felt pretty cool about being in that spot. And by my senior year, it'd been 4 years, I guess, that I had been elected to student council. But I felt pretty good, but I was still a goody two-shoes. I mean, all my other friends were drinking and everything like that. I wasn't doing that. I was a good kid. I went to church and all that stuff. But for prom, or no, it was homecoming. We had certain extra passes to be able to park in certain parking spots that we didn't have ability to do otherwise, to load in and load out stuff. And so that was good because, I mean, there was a lot of stuff we had to load in and load out. And I want to preface this with, I'm not a bad person in this way. I promise you I do not do things like this anymore because I learned my lesson. But I got a parking pass for that day to be able to park in a very good parking spot that was very close. And otherwise, I mean, I went to Red Lion, like there was a student parking lot, and then otherwise you were screwed if you were a student, and you would park blocks away to walk into school if you had a car, which I was lucky enough to have a car. But I got this great parking spot, and I was so happy that day to be doing the work that I did and move everything. But after the homecoming, I still had that little piece of paper that said I'm allowed to park here. And I thought, well, it doesn't have an end date on it. I'm allowed to still use it. No one said I couldn't. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep using this. And I swear, I'm too scared to do anything. But for some reason, I was so confident in using this parking pass continuously for months on end. I parked in this same spot day after day, week after week, month after month, about 3 months. And it was in a parking lot that apparently the seniors were allowed to purchase those spots. So I was putting someone out. I was putting someone who paid for a spot out of where they deserved to be parking. Her name was Angela, actually. I know the name of the person, but turns out I was parking in her spot every single day, and she had to find another spot. I think she found an okay spot, so she was fine. But still, I was not thinking about other people. I was just parking in the spot because I had a pass for that one day that I kept using and using. And turns out the advisor for student council, I don't know if she found out or what have you, but she gave me it wasn't a detention. It was a type of detention that they can consider. It was called a TPT. We called it teacher party time. The people I knew who got them frequently called them teacher party time, so I was like, oh, I'll never have anything like that. She found out, and she gave me a TPT on my very last day of high school, my very last day, and I still hate that woman. I hate her. She can burn in hell. But I learned my lesson very quickly about when it comes to, and I hope this is one of the stories about, well, when you rebel, you get put in your place and you never do it again. Do not rebel because you'll get a TPT and your last day of high school will be ruined. And you'll hate that woman for the rest of my life. Thank you.